So if you don't have desire, attitude, and the focus for something, then it's not gonna happen.
I probably always overdid things. I never underdid things, I always overdid things.
So I placed third at my first Mr. Olympia contest in 2008. Upon that night, I realized it's possible, but when? And at first you say, well, when? Okay, I did third in the world, wow. Now it's not about when, it's about, how many.
A Philippine podcast show dedicated to help you thrive for greatness.
This guy is phenomenally passionate about what he does.
How freaking amazing Jamir is. So skilled and so qualified, and I highly recommend him.
Without a doubt, the best funnel builder I've ever come across.
Yeah, really into the detail and cannot recommend him highly enough.
Not only was efficient and fast, but he understood the project.
The person who built our entire funnel from beginning to end and has been with us since day one is Jamir.
Nothing But Up, the podcast. With your host, Jamir and
I'm always flexing.
What is happening, you guys? Welcome to the podcast. This is Jamir Angelo, your host for Nothing But Up the podcast. And you're tuned in today to episode number 30, guys. And as always, coming to you live here from a simple home office in the province of South Cotabato. Guys, before this intro, I know that you heard a quick snippet of an audio share with you guys, literally trying to tell you what a winner mentality is all about and how it can literally be a difference in your life. Okay. And you see, each one of us is actually born with the potential, and we all have something that literally enables us to become a winner in life. Now, I'm not sure about you, but if you probably know Tim Grover, look him up. Actually, Tim is a best-selling author and a keynote speaker. I think he's still the CEO of Attack Athletics Incorporated, which was founded way back 1999. So he is very, very inspirational. And there's just one quote I got from him, which literally left my mind thinking. He said, "There is no such thing as beast mode. There are beasts." So I was like, okay, does make sense now, right? Because if you're literally someone that's just, who kind of like turns on and turns off your beast mode persona, well, that is not what a winner mentality looks like, right? You gotta be on your beast mode all the time, never turning it off, right? And to tell you honestly, for some, winning has become a habit, right? Which is literally true. But I'm gonna go ahead and dive into that in today's episode. We'll talk about having a winning mentality, how you can go about unleashing the beast in you, and how you'd be able to unlock that within you. And there are mediums on how to do that, and I'm going to be giving away tips as well, and why you need that badly. Generally in life, if you're an athlete, if you love, competition, if you're a freelancer competing in this very competitive freelancing world, this episode is for you. Now, like any other episode, would want to, throw some shout outs first to everybody that has keep on supporting your show. My shout out goes out first to my good old buddy in Canada, representing right now, Kid Quinones. Hoping you're doing good, man, and hoping you're enjoying your weekend. I know I owe you a ton. You've been trying to reach out to me, probably trying to ask some information about stuff that I do. I really, really want to give that to you. It's just that, schedule's freaking crazy, man. So just really couldn't do that. Anyway, just be on the lookout, bro. I'm going to be running and really, really hoping to get my online course getting launched pretty soon. Everything is still in the works. Tons of crazy things happened past few months, which kept holding me back. But you'll be the first one to know, brother, once it's up. And also shout out to everybody here in South Cotabato, in Sarala specifically, my hometown. Appreciate you for all your support. Keep on sharing, guys. Also, my friends, relatives, and some few listeners actually from Cebu City. Thank you so much, guys. I know you were there. I know that you're supporting me. But for everybody that has just literally landed on this episode right now and on my show, it's never too late. You can always follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Radio Republic, and if you're probably so visual, you can always watch us on YouTube as well. Another alternative mean if you're not sick and tired of looking at my freaking face. So yeah, you can go ahead and do so. So guys, thank you once again for supporting the show, being here with me. I'm getting so much emails, so much, DMs and messages on Facebook, Instagram, even on LinkedIn. And I thank you so much for supporting me, guys. Right back at you with my love here. Anyway, let's dive right in to our topic today. Again, winner mentality. So, as what I said earlier, each one of us has the potential. Some may be born with it, and others just simply needs to unlock that within, right? We just simply need to tap into our inner potential and bring out the winning mentality into us. It won't be easy, but being a winner is not supposed to be easy. That I tell you. And that is why there are few true winners in the game living among us. Okay? But it is up to you, right? If you wish to join or not. Okay? You got to make a decision to make things happen, then go out and freaking do it. Okay? It's how it should be. And going back to Tim Grover, having him as a reference, that quote stuck in my mind literally for the longest time. Telling us that there is no such thing as beast mode, right? There are just beasts, right? It tells us that you just can't turn on and off you being in beast mode. You gotta be consistent. It has to be within you, regardless of whatever you do. Okay? Saying that I am going to win is something that is so easy to say, but very hard to do. Okay? And I'm fairly certain that, at some point in our lives, we all uttered those words before, right? Not necessarily in sports, but it also in many other areas in our lives, right? No one has a natural desire to lose. Who likes losing, right? No one. But as you have probably found out, winning is something that requires a lot from you, okay? A lot more than we bargain for, okay? And as what I just said earlier, winning becomes a habit, okay? Not only do winners achieve what they set out to do, they do it consistently. Okay? It starts to form a habit. Okay? Their will and desire to win is so strong that it is what makes them up, wakes them up every morning. It makes them give it their all when working for what is important to them. Okay? And I could probably cite a good example for this because I really hate losing, man. I mean, you know, as probably most of you know, I did dance professionally before. This was dating back way back 1998 to probably 2003, 2002, if I recall. And, you know, I do dance on television shows, you know, being invited out of town shows and all those stuff. And it was like, you know, waking up every day thinking about what, you know, what music to use for dancing, because I also choreograph some of our routines. And that has become, you know, a part of me when I was growing up. Probably around 16 years old during that time. And I loved it, you know, apart from the fame. I really love dancing. You know, it was really a passion to me. So somehow when we were kind of like gaining traction, because, you know, everybody started from, you know, going to different towns and cities, competing, right? And we were, that's where we all started. So we participate and join different dance competitions. All right. And then suddenly when we got a regular manager, it all ended, right? Because we signed a contract and we began to be exclusive, you know, for only performing on television shows, only performing on paid out-of-town gigs, and we are no longer allowed to compete in dance competitions. It was part of the contract during that time. But, you know, as young as we are, and as crazy as we once, there was this one instance where we went to, if I remember, Garcia Hernandez in Bohol. We went over there. It was a 3-day event. We were invited. I think it was a town fiesta during that time. So we performed there. But when we came home in Cebu City, probably around 8 in the evening, okay, I got a text, received a text from someone whom I know, invited us to join a dance competition where the grand prize was 20,000 grand. So how can you turn it down? It was such a great opportunity. And for the longest time, and I'm talking about years, we haven't competed. So I really miss the competition. So Kuya Chris, if you're listening right now, our manager, Chris Ray Suarez of Prime Movers Dancers, Kuya, I'm so sorry, but this is literally what happened. I don't know if you already know about it. But the story was, we were supposed to return our costumes back to our office where we rehearse, and so Kuya Chris wanted us, our manager wanted us to, you know, get it back to our rehearsal location, as he was so dead tired. I mean, a 3-day event, you know, a lot of happenings, drinking, eating, dancing. So we were really tired, but the amount was very enticing, 20,000 grand. So how can you fucking turn it down, right? So we went there, you know, to cut the story short, we went there. We didn't return the costumes. We went there and competed. And guess what? We lost. We freaking lost. We didn't even rank. And which was so painful because, you see, we were kind of risking our name because we already had a name in Cebu City during the time, locally. Because, you know, every Saturday and Sunday, people sees us on television shows every noon. So, you know, the fame was there. We are getting paid well, but, you know, we missed the competition, but we failed. Right? And it hurt me so bad. It did. So the next following day, I called up practice. I went ahead and, you know, created the music, you know, the dance routine specifically designed for competing, because I want to have something that we can just literally pull out and perform even without practice, because it's already there set, right? apart from the regular gigs that we were doing, I prepared one for us. So we practiced for about a month for that routine every single day. All right. And I did want to test it. Right. So sometime, I guess this was a show produced by the Maneuvers at SM City, Cebu. So we did perform there with a dance routine. And then guess what? We won. So I really hate losing, guys. Right. And one thing that you can pick up from the story is that somehow a certain situation could wake you up. Okay, it may come from, out of the blue, right? It might not be intentional. It just literally comes right in front of you, right? And it awakes you. It unleashes the beast in you. Okay? And you may not haven't experienced it yet, but eventually you will. You may be younger, you may be older, but you haven't. But if you haven't, someday it will. Okay? And when it does, grab it. Embrace it. Because my friend, nobody likes to lose. All right? Everybody loves winning. All right? I love competing. Okay? There was also this one instance, not too long ago, maybe about 6-8 months ago, where I was hired to become a sales funnel expert for a specific company, still a 2 Comma Club awardee. However, it's not just me alone. We were like a group of 8 funnel builders because it's such a huge company. Okay, every Saturday we go on, company meetings, right? And I'm competing against people from Bangladesh, people from Singapore, and I'm the only Filipino there. Okay, and I really want to stand out. I don't know, man. I mean, it just naturally comes out of me. And every time I know something, I always share it. But it doesn't mean that I love competing and I will turn out to be a bad person and turn down or probably throw bad words for co-funnel builders like me. No, I don't do that. In fact, I do it in reverse. I help them out. I pick them up. If there are some issues with coding, I teach them. If there are some issues with, mobile responsiveness and all that stuff, I literally shoot a Loom video, record it over to, send them to them, right? And the higher ups or the higher management sees that, and they saw the potential in me. So I was, from that moment on, and they literally moved me to a much bigger position with much higher responsibility. Now, if we're talking about higher responsibility and higher, position and stuff like that, we're talking about higher pay too. So it was a benefit to me. Okay, so guys, I really love to talk about this because that's definitely what I have in me. It is just my instinct to become very competitive. So I'll teach you some of it. I'll teach you some, insights, provide you some insights on how you can go about unleashing it, how you can go about maximizing it, and using it, in a positive manner. Okay? But before we do that, as always, let's try to hear some words from our friends at Cole's Can-See.
As they say, food takes people to places. So during these crazy times, one can take his taste buds on a trip to Western Visayas by trying out one of its specialties. If you've ever been to Negros Occidental, you may have already tried its famous comfort food, Can-See. It's a dish made with slow-cooked beef shanks in deep sour broth soup. Bacolod City is particularly famous for Can-See. It's an iconic Ilonggo dish that is now available in Cebu. Good news for Cebuanos. You can now indulge with a bowl or 2 of Can-See in Cebu. Introducing Cole's Can-See. Located in the heart of Cebu. Open to serve you daily. To order, visit and message them on Facebook. Satisfy your craving and relieve that stress away. Cole's Can-See, an iconic Ilonggo dish that is now available in Cebu.
I'm always flexing.
All right, welcome back to the show, guys. This is Nothing But Up the podcast. And today is all about, winner mentality. How you can go about having it, how you can go about maximizing it, and using it, leveraging it as, you know, a positive strategy or way or medium for you with your life, with your work, whatever it is. You can totally apply this, whatever aspect you want it to be in. Okay. Now, in reality, though, there is something much more basic to winning. Okay, something that accounts to or for consistent success. The key to becoming someone who makes winning a normal course of action is to adopt the mentality of a winner. Okay, a mentality that people who achieve greatness maintain consistently. All right, a world-renowned trainer, once again, Tim Grover, he also once said, "The body has limitations, but the mind does not." We focus so much on what goes on from the neck down that we forget that it all starts from here, from the mind. Right? So, if you want to be a winner, you need to be mentally prepared for that. Okay? You need to have a mentality that will allow you to win. Okay? And again, that is commonly referred to as the winning mentality. Okay? So, how would you define the winning mentality? I personally define it as a mentality that lets you dig deep and do whatever it takes in terms of putting in effort, perseverance, taking action, and inspiring others around you in order for you to overcome any struggle, adversity that may come your way and win, eventually win in the end. Okay? It is being willing to do consistently what everyone else is afraid of doing in order to gain a competitive advantage, and mastering your craft in order for you to become a winner. Okay? Now guys, such mentality is something that it really has to come from within. Okay? And not something someone can force you to have. I can't force you to have it, right? It just somehow unlocks within you, and it's being unleashed within you. Okay? You can tell someone as much as you want to, right? But they should be a winner, but if they don't want to, they won't even try. So again, it's pointless, right? The winning mentality is something you can use in many aspects within your life, but be it in your professional career, in your relationship, including everything else in between, right? It is also a mentality that you can develop, all right? So how would you know? How would you know if you have a winning mentality? So let's take a look at, probably, I'd say 3-4 traits that, individuals within the winning mentality show, and let's compare. Let's compare ourselves with them. Let's compare yourself with them, okay? Number one, what I notice about, people having winning mentality is that they relentlessly pursue improvement, okay? One of the best examples, I really hate the guy, Kobe Bryant, Los Angeles Lakers. Rest in peace. I hate the guy, but I totally respect him. I hate him because growing up, I was a big Boston Celtics fan. Okay? Although I'm wearing Toronto now. Anyway, this is in honor to Kid Quinones, my man. Shout out to you. But, growing up as a Celtics fanatic, I really can remember this. 2010, Game 7 of Finals. Celtics lost, right? It was the biggest, for me, it was the biggest comeback in NBA history, right? 2 years before that, 2008, Kobe lost Game 7 in front of the Lakers crowd. Got beaten by the Celtics. Garnett, Pierce, Rondo, Ray Allen, all those guys, right? And I was so happy, right? Because I was on the winning end. Absolutely. But this is what I heard after that incident. Kobe pursued to improve even more. When he was already an MVP, he was already an all-star, getting tons and tons of acknowledgments because he is already a winner. But he pursued even more, thriving for more greatness. 2 years after doing that, he beat the Celtics at the Celtics home. It was so painful for me watching it. But that is when, I respected Kobe a lot, right? Although I hated the guy, competition-wise, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, I hate him, and I want to kill him, or I want to, mock out some bad words for him. No. It's just that I was a Celtics fan, okay? And the guy was so great, right? In my opinion, is probably the second best, behind the greatest of all time for me, Michael Jordan. So, you see, winners know they won't get where they want to be by staying in the same place, which is really true. So they constantly seek to improve, right? For them to win, they know that on each single day, they have to become better than they were yesterday, right? It is mainly not even about the competition anymore. It's about being the best they can be. And they know that the only thing that can limit how far they can go is their mind, right? Winners relentlessly break barriers that stop them from improving. They do what makes them uncomfortable and grow beyond their comfort zone. They know that this is the only way to become better and win. Okay? Now, again, winning may also become subjective for some, right? But for me, winning is really about achieving your goal, right? Not remaining in the same fucking situation you're in and hoping to improve and become better, okay? And guys, I have to be honest, this totally applies to being a freelancer, okay? If you're new, this may come out negative to some, but just a disclaimer, if you're new to freelancing and you are a virtual assistant, that's okay. That's perfectly okay, okay? Because of course you're beginning or starting a career which is you are unfamiliar with, right? You may be coming from a BPO company, you may be coming from corporate world, or even working as a bank manager, maybe working from different institutions. And because of the pandemic, you were left with no choice but to venture freelancing because you saw online that people are succeeding in doing freelancing. And you want to be on board and be successful too, okay? So if you're starting out and you're doing virtual assistant, jobs, that's fine, okay? Because that's going to be your stepping stone, actually, okay? To hone your skills and talents. Okay, now, if you're still doing virtual assistant jobs and you are in the freelancing industry for like 3-4 years, dude, you're screwed. You are screwed. And you don't have the winning mentality because you kept yourself there. You didn't provide an opportunity for yourself to grow. And growing, that means earning more, having more responsibility, cutting less hours of work, but earning more, right? And not having to work on set schedules. You can work whatever time you want to work, right? Having the financial freedom, having the time independence, right? As a freelancer, that is so important to me. Now, if a client comes into me and, hey, I'll be paying you $150 an hour, but you have to work from 9 p.m. Eastern until 9 a.m. Eastern till 6 p.m. Eastern. So that's like what? 9 in the evening, our time, Philippine time, till 6 in the morning, our time. Hell no. I don't want to work. I don't want a set time. I want to work when I can and when I love working, right? But when I started out, Of course, I didn't do that. I have to go through the entire process, having to work a set schedule. And even, there were points where, I think this was the second company I was in, where I was hired to do calls, customer service and sales at the same time, working from 10 in the evening till 6 in the morning for a company based in California. Sad to say, the manager there, well, I was really hoping to work with co-Filipinos because they do understand our culture and it will be easier for me to communicate during that time. But sadly, that freaking douchebag, left me hanging, right? I only worked there for about a week. What happened was he demanded for me to have a better computer, better internet provider, better headphone, those stuff, and I had to do it, right? And I was really short during that time because I was just starting out my freelancing career, right? After a week, I suddenly heard that all three of us Filipinos that he hired, because he managed it, he was lowballing us ultimately, right? And the dude I saw was like earning around $30 an hour during the time, right? And was doing nothing, literally. And he managed three of us, and we were making calls, making sales, and left us hanging. Oh God, that was such a horrible experience. So from that moment on, I decided and thought to myself, I'm going to beat your motherfucking ass. I'm gonna kick your ass hard, man. Right? I saw how much his weight was, and I'm going to drill you to the grave. Right? I was so freaking upset and mad, knowing that he left us hanging. I invested like 20 and 30,000, close to that, to get all my things set up for that specific work, and he left us hanging. Right? The good thing is that he was able to pay us still, so no harm with that. But what pissed me so much was that, with no freaking explanation, and I heard it from another, person about what he did. And then, of course, I was fairly new with Upwork. That was Odesk during that time. And then I checked him out, saw his profile, and dude was earning like $30. I told myself, nah, I'm going to beat you when the time comes. I'm going to strive more, and I'm going to kick your ass, right? Now, I'm at $150 an hour, and then he saw my profile. And this just happened a few days ago. Messaged me and said, dude, I congratulate you. I said, fuck off, man, right? What you did to me burned so much fuel inside me, right? And I'm telling you, there's no way in the hell that I'm going to talk to you and teach you what I'm doing, right? Work your ass off, motherfucker. You won't get this at an easy way. You caused so much harm for me when it started out. And then, he left, blocked me right away. Anyway, that's just part of the story, guys. And again, you're gonna need to be relentless. Break barriers, right? Break the barriers that stops you from improving. And one thing though, another trait that I didn't notice for people having such, tremendous winner mentality is that they always find a way to turning adversity into fuel needed to win. Just like what I said earlier, right? Adversity affects each one of us, which is true. But instead of feeling sorry for themselves, instead of putting the blame on others, instead of feeling guilty and giving up, winners know that the only one who can turn them into winners and change the circumstances they're in is themselves. Okay? Blaming others for your failures won't get you to places. Okay? Feeling guilty, right? Nah. Ditch that mentality off, right? This type of people, they don't swim in the pool of self-pity for long. They pick up themselves and when they fail and continue the journey, right? They choose not to shift the blame into others, accept the responsibility and carry it on their shoulders, and that is what gives them control over their faith. Okay? But guys, adversity with a change of opinion can be turned into great fuel that will catapult them to your wins. Winners know this by instinct. Automatically, it just comes naturally that once a certain situation is fucking you up, okay, never blame a person. Instead, think of something that would help you overcome it. All right? One good example, and this just happened a few days ago. I had issues with a funnel I'm building for a live event in Australia. So, new client of mine. So I was working on a funnel, and then suddenly I had issues with the code. Right? The client wanted to have, both Stripe and PayPal payment processors in one page, which is not, a built-in feature with ClickFunnels. So you have to have code to install on the funnel, on the page, so that you'd be able to accept PayPal and credit card payments. That I was able to learn that years back, right? The only problem was the client wants a coupon code on that same page. So, I did have the scripts, right? The codes, and then installed it on the page, and it's screwing up the entire flow. So I was like, how can I probably do this and turn this around? And I was able to fix it. It took me 3 days, okay? Instead of blaming my client, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you making things so complex? But I closed the case because at the end of the day, guys, you have to understand that those are your clients. They're paying you, right? When you're getting paid, you need to deliver results. When you need to deliver results, you need to deliver it the right way and satisfy your clients. And one cool story about this is that although I spent 3 days almost in working on it, I did not charge the client because what I thought in mind is that I'm already earning big from the project, right? It's already given, okay? And this is something new to me that I want to learn and understand, right? So although I'm wasting my time without clocking in my hours, I didn't mind it because I'm learning something out of this experience, right? And it became a positive thing for me. So it was a positive result. Client was happy, right? And I was able to deliver, right? And you will come into that situation too. So for some, it might not come as an instinct, but you're going to make it a habit. When shit goes down, don't blame anyone. Okay? Instead, find a solution that will help you overcome that situation. Okay? And guys, one thing I also notice about having, people having winner's mentality is that they know that there is no such thing as luck. Because that is true, right? I mean, luck is just, preparation meeting opportunity. You feel me? You come prepared. You practice every freaking day, right? And when the opportunity comes in front of you, grab it, right? Now, if you believe in luck, then you believe that everything good or bad you will get in life is all up to chance, which is not, right? True winners leave nothing up to chance. We all get an opportunity at one point in our lives, but if we are not prepared, we are bound to waste it, okay? So some people, as far as I know, are well prepared and win when they have those opportunities in front of them. So true winners take it a step further. They create their own opportunities through sheer force of will and effort that they make sure that they make the most out of them. Okay? The ability to make opportunities where they seem to be none is a winner's quality. Okay? It boils back, if I can reference back to freelancing, right? Never have I seen, right, and this is, again, happened not too long ago. I closed a deal, right? And I was helping the client find a Facebook ad expert, okay? Looking for someone that is real good at it, okay? The client came back to me and said, dude, have you heard about how this girl is actually positioning herself in the marketplace? I go, why? What's wrong about it? Right, here's what she said, which is really, really smart. And I would probably model that thing from her. What she said is that, look, I'm going to be charging you $1,500 a month, okay, to help you build the Facebook campaign in and out, okay? But for every ad spending, I'm going to be getting 20% of it monthly, okay? But the more you scale your ad spending, let's say you go $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, right? Each percentage will drip down, right? Per level, because it will help her bring out the best in the campaign. Meaning, if you scale, the only moment you scale, by the way, when it comes to Facebook ads, if you know that your ad is winning and your campaign is winning. Winning meaning you're getting revenue, profit from your ad cost, ad spending, okay? So when you scale, it means that you are getting the right formula and you want to ramp up your sales even higher, right? Which was such a brilliant idea. So I was like, this strategy is really unheard of. I mean, I've been freelancing for 8 years and I have never seen that kind of, price positioning for a freelancer. So that, my friend, really goes down to this, okay? Winners make opportunities for themselves, right? And that's one of the best examples I can share with you, right? It's not the norm. That girl created her own pricing structure, which is phenomenal, right? Normally, people would ask for a certain rate for per month basis, going with an hourly rate, right? That's the norm, okay? But her pricing was different. And I was blown by the idea, which totally made sense. If you put in more ad spending and you put in more money to the campaign, it means that the campaign is winning. And when you do, every time you scale, apart from the monthly income you're getting guaranteed, you are also guaranteed percentage from the money that you're putting out in scaling the campaign. Okay? So it was a real great deal, right? And finally, guys, last trait, it is also near impossible for them to give up. Okay? We're talking about winners here, right? Now, after a successful launch, this is one good example. After a successful launch of the space racket, when asked why he did not give up after failing the launch 3 times consecutively, talking about Elon Musk here, the CEO of SpaceX, he replied, "I never give up. I will have to be dead or completely incapacitated." Right? When you give up, then that is it. You will never win. Okay? Elon Musk understands that. And so does every single winner out there. They understand that. If you want to consistently win, you have to master the art of failing successfully. Right? What I mean by that? Winning is done after multiple attempts that end up in failure. And every winner knows that. Okay? They know what is waiting for them at the end of all those failures, and that is their ultimate prize. Success. Okay? Great winners never give up, even when the odds are totally against them. And I've been in that situation multiple times. Multiple times. Right? I'm going to tell you a story. This was 2017. And this is probably one of the biggest breakthroughs I had with freelancing. Right? a client came to me, based in California still, went on, messaged me over Skype, telling me that, hey, inviting you to go and do a funnel for a movie project. And I was like, really? You're inviting me? Yeah, I did. That's what he said. I sent you an invite on Upwork. So I automatically checked on it. And then when I saw the amount of applicants there were like about 20 people, man. And I thought to myself, it would be difficult for me to nail this, but because I never had a solid portfolio during that time. It was the biggest breakthrough of my career, to tell you honestly. And that opened the doors for me when it comes to freelancing and, becoming a funnel expert. That was the biggest break, okay? So during the interview, I thought to myself that, hey, the producer reached out to me. And although we are about 20 people plus lining up for this position, I know that I can make it, okay? So we met up, right? Went on a Skype call together with a producer, a screenplay writer, executives, editors, all within the team. Showed up, and then I thought I was showing up alone. But it turned out that there were some competitors I have with me during the call. Okay? So, to cut things short, when the call ended, a few hours after, the client mentioned and called me, hey, sorry to inform you, man, but we're going with someone else. So that was a failure, right? That was a failure. I did try my best to overcome my competition during the call. Went on to, send out my portfolio, but I think my portfolio just wasn't enough. So what did I do? Right? 2 hours after, when he messaged me that they're going with someone else, right? Automatically I composed an email to them, right? I told them, look, if your basis for hiring someone is just by mere experience, I think you're wrong. You need to look for someone that would walk with you all throughout and would not leave you hanging, right? And I guess that's the only advantage I have amongst other. Because the moment you hire me, this is going to be one of the biggest projects I'll ever have. And because this is one of the biggest projects I'll ever have, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it a point that I'm gonna, provide the best in me, deliver the best results, and I'll do whatever it takes to make this campaign a success. And guess what? That dude came back to me and then sent me a contract. Got the job. And fast forward, because of that experience, which was such a good film to watch, if you would be able to get a chance, search it up. That's Think and Grow Rich, The Legacy. It's a movie about the book, Think and Grow Rich, produced by Sean Donovan and, co-authored by Bob Proctor, so many other top entrepreneurs out there, Barbara Corcoran, so much more. That literally opened the doors for me. I built the funnel. It was a successful funnel. And then from word of mouth, it opened the doors to, working with Bone Thugs and Harmony, a hip hop icon based again there in the States. And, clients came in. That was the only, chance I took. Right? I took the chance in responding back. I took the chance in showing up, but then eventually failed, wasn't hired. And then suddenly turned tables around. Because I expressed myself and communicated them with all my heart that, hey, if you give me this opportunity, you won't regret this, because I'm gonna give it all. Give my best out for you in the campaign. And that opened the doors for me. Working with, Hollywood actors and actresses, working with top photographers in the world, music icons, and so much more, guys. 7-figure coaches, top products out there in the e-commerce industry. And that built up my portfolio, okay? So if you're freelancing, never be afraid to fail. As a matter of fact, embrace it and make that to fuel you to become better and thrive to become better. Okay? And guys, I know this one's a long episode because this really comes from the heart, guys. But I think final thoughts for tonight. I mean, as what I've mentioned earlier, every one of us is born with the potential, and we all have something that enables us to become a winner in life. Okay? It's a matter of how you'd be able to find it, how you'd be able to use it within your advantage, and how you can leverage it to fuel you, with whatever stuff that you're doing. Okay? So guys, let's call it a wrap. I know that it's such a long episode, but I'm hoping that you're getting so much from this one. As I personally think that you would. That's why I'm throwing it out there for you. But anyway, if you just came through this episode and you're new to our channel, I guess it's never too late. Once again, just don't hesitate to search us. You can hear us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. And if you're virtual, love to see us, love to see me, you can always check out my YouTube channel. Just search for Funnel Expert PH. And again, guys, if you're somewhat an iPhone user, search on the Apple Podcast, search Nothing But Up the Podcast. You'll find the show. If you can, if it doesn't take too much from you, drop a rating, drop a free feedback. Really appreciate that. And in return, I'm going to send you our merchandise. We got some t-shirts for you, caps for you. Just email me, funnelexpertph, funnelexpert.ph@gmail.com, or you can message me on Facebook or comment, whatever. Then I'll certainly come right into you and, deliver it for you. Okay? Once again, guys, this is a wrap. My name is Jameer Angelo, your host for Nothing But Up the Podcast, and I'll see you on our next episode. Peace, y'all!
I'm always flexing.
Thanks for tuning in. Download this episode and pass on the news. Hit like and subscribe. Watch out for our next episode coming out next.